Family, back with another download. Hope you are doing well in 2025. Listen, this is a time of rebuilding. This is a time of rebuilding. It is a time for you to lay proper foundations. Not only lay proper foundations, but it is also a time for you to have the right team on your side. As we were moving out of 2024, something that I began to notice, not just in my life, but in the lives of those that are around me, there was what I call a gutting out. There always is at the end of one year moving into the next year, because there are new projects you're starting, new assignments, new things that is just going to require you not to be distracted. And so I found that there was a lot of dismantling going out of 2024. Now we are in 2025. We are in full swing of all of these things that Holy Spirit has given us during our time of sabbatical, during our time of fasting and prayer. A lot of you are doing your January fast. I'm going to encourage you to go past January. To make sure you have a lifestyle of fasting and prayer. Daily walking with Holy Spirit. It's a daily walk with Holy Spirit. I was telling my students on last night when I was teaching, is when we begin to do things in a consistent way, we see results. We see results. Our prophetic ear is sharpened. Our discernment is more keen. And this is a time of rebuilding. You all, I cannot impress upon you how much there needs to be understanding that things are just not going to be the way that they were. Not for ministry, not for business, not for the world. Everything is changing. But you don't need to be alarmed. You don't need to be alarmed at the changes, but you need to seize the moments. It is the best time for you to be healed. It is the best time for you to release yourself from the traumas of life. It is the best time for you to move into what you're called to do, to move and operate in your spiritual gifts. It is the best time for that. It is the best time for you to see prophetically, so you're not dependent on all the... I said this probably a few days ago, might have been longer than that, on my Facebook page. We're in a very loud prophetic culture, where everyone is sharing what they're seeing. And the issue with that is that when you just begin to share what you see and you don't give the whole picture, it leaves a lot of questions. Or you don't give context, it leaves a lot of questions. So in order for you to be able to discern even what you're hearing, all right, I very seldom listen to a lot of different people. I do limit the amount of people that I listen to. There's no one I follow religiously. I allow Holy Spirit to take me to something, and they may say something, and some, just one clause in everything they say may stick out to me. I just allow the Spirit to lead me, because this is a time for you to be spiritually autonomous. What does that mean? It means you need to be totally reliant on your relationship with Holy Spirit and how you're governed by Holy Spirit. Okay, it's going to be that kind of a time where you cannot rely on someone else's relationships, somebody else's prophetic word. I don't even want you to rely on what you see me posting. All right. I want you to dig into your own relationship with Holy Spirit, and you will be able to be guided perfectly through every situation. Certainly our prayers are go out to all of those in California that are dealing with the fires. We still have people in Western North Carolina that are still recovering from the flooding that was there. It's a lot going on, you all. So much to pray for, but this is a time of rebuilding. How does rebuilding start? It starts here. It starts in your own mind. Rebuilding what you think about yourself. You know, I went many years allowing what other people said about me behind my back, about me to my face, how they treated me, Even when I showed up very genuinely and very authentically, I allowed that at times to slow me down from building. But when you really begin to know who you are, thank you, Holy Spirit. When you really begin to know who you are, nothing stops you. It doesn't matter how bad people have treated you or how good. It doesn't matter if you've been included or excluded. All you know is that you've been preserved and set apart for such a time as this. So, family, it's time to rebuild. It's time for you not to govern yourself about what you see. All right. It is time for you to prepare for what your contribution is going to be to the world, and also prepare in your family life. I've said this for a very long time. I've said it on my Facebook, on my TikTok. I've said it many times to go back to some of these primitive things, growing your own food. Okay. Growing your own food, doing some of the things, harvesting your seeds, doing some of the things that will help you preserve, canning, that help you preserve food. Because when times get a little rough, when things get to happening, you want to be able to, that for you and your family to have everything that you need. So just different things that you can do. If you don't know how to can, listen, YouTube is your friend. I grew up with two grandmothers that did a lot of canning. So canning is not really an issue for me. I like watching some of the ladies on YouTube just as a refresher. But begin to do the things that are necessary to preserve your families, to remain healthy in your body. All right, to remain all these respiratory illnesses that are all around. I have just recovered from one myself. Okay, so you've got to move into this place of health and healing. And I'm telling you, the more trauma you release out of the body, then the body holds on to divine health and healing, and you begin to eat to live. You all eat to live. So this is a time of rebuilding in every area of your life. Take advantage of the time, and I'll see you on the next download. Toodles.